My ex who cheated on me with her trainer just reached out after a year of silence. Now her life is falling apart, and she wants me back. Hey everyone, I, 28 male, just had a weird situation pop up, and I honestly don't know how to process it. Maybe getting it off my chest will help. Names are fake, obviously. A little over a year ago, I was in a serious, 3-year relationship with Megan, 27 female. Everything seemed great between us, at least from my perspective. We were talking about moving in together, and even had casual talks about marriage someday. Around that time, I started getting into fitness and introduced Megan to my personal trainer, Jake, 30 male. Jake was a super charismatic guy, and he and Megan hit it off, but I didn't think much of it, just assumed they had a good trainer-client relationship. After a few months of them working together, Megan started acting more distant. She'd be busy, after her workouts, not come home until late, and her phone would suddenly always be on Do Not Disturb. I'd ask her about it, but she'd blow me off, saying I was being paranoid. Well, turns out I wasn't paranoid. One night, Megan left her phone on the counter while she was showering, and it lit up with texts from Jake. Let's just say they weren't talking about meal plans or workout routines. I confronted her immediately, and she broke down, admitted she'd been cheating with him for months. She told me she fell in love with Jake and that it wasn't about me. It was just something she couldn't help. She packed her things and moved in with him within a week. That was the worst time of my life. It felt like my entire world had been ripped apart. I blocked her on everything and focused on picking up the pieces of my life. Therapy, gym, hanging with friends. I slowly started to move on, even though it left a deep scar. Then, out of the blue, a few days ago, she reached out to me on a new number. At first, I wasn't going to reply, but curiosity got the better of me. She started off saying she missed me, that she's sorry for everything, and that she's made a huge mistake. Apparently, things with Jake went downhill fast. She found out he was cheating on her. Oh, the irony, they'd broken up, and now she's stuck, lonely, and miserable. She even admitted she's been thinking about me for months but was too ashamed to reach out sooner. She said she realizes what she had with me was real and that she wants to make things right. She claimed she's willing to do anything to prove she's changed and asked if we could meet up to talk. Here's the thing, Reddit, part of me still has some feelings for her, but another part of me is screaming to block her again and never look back. I don't know if I can ever trust her after what she did, but hearing her sound so broken on the phone stirred something up in me. Maybe it's pity, maybe it's nostalgia, or maybe I'm just an idiot. So here I am, trying to figure out if I should hear her out or tell her to stay in the past where she belongs. What would you guys do? Before we move on to the update, here are some of the commenters' responses. Commenter 1 says, "What could she possibly say that would make you stupid enough to trust her? If you take her back, when she cheats again, and she will, it's on you." Commenter 2, "Op, you're probably a good guy and want to be her knight in shining armor. Don't. She can figure her life out just fine. Once a cheater, always a cheater." Commenter 3, "I agree he shouldn't take her back BC, she is obviously using him as backup. But I disagree with once a cheater, always a cheater. Plenty of people who have cheated have reformed and reconciled in their relationships and never cheated again. Studies show that 40% of cheaters won't cheat again once reconciled, 60% will. Yes, the majority do, but 40% is still a high number of people. Enough to say that not all cheaters remain cheaters." Now for the update. Hey everyone, I wasn't planning on doing an update, but after meeting up with my ex, I feel like I need to get this off my chest. If you didn't read my first post, the quick version is, my ex, Megan, 27F, cheated on me a year ago with her trainer, Jake, and left me for him. Now she's back, saying things went south with him, and she wants to get back together. So, we met up yesterday for coffee. I went in not really knowing what to expect. Part of me wanted closure. Part of me was still curious about what she had to say. We talked for a good couple of hours, and it was a lot to process. Megan started by apologizing. She admitted that leaving me for Jake was the biggest mistake of her life, and she's been paying for it ever since. Without getting into too many details, things between them weren't as perfect as she thought they'd be, and the whole relationship basically crashed and burned. She's been struggling ever since, mentally, emotionally, financially. It's been a rough year for her. But here's the part that I wasn't really prepared for. She also brought up a lot of things about our relationship that I never considered. She said that while cheating on me was 100% wrong, she felt like I wasn't the best boyfriend either. According to her, I didn't always make her feel appreciated, and she resented me for that. She mentioned that I was emotionally distant at times, more focused on my work or hobbies, and she felt like she wasn't a priority. She didn't use it as an excuse, but she said that built-up resentment contributed to her being tempted by someone who made her feel wanted. Hearing that hit hard. I didn't see myself that way, but looking back, I can see where I might have dropped the ball. I thought I was being a good partner, but maybe I was blind to some of her needs. She said she's spent a lot of time reflecting and realizes she should have talked to me about her feelings instead of stepping out. After we finished talking, she asked if we could try again. She claimed she's learned from her mistakes and wants to rebuild what we had. She told me she's willing to take things slow and prove she's different now, but I'm torn. On one hand, I've done a lot of healing in the past year, and I don't know if I can, or should, go back. On the other hand, I can't lie, hearing her admit her mistakes and explain her side of things made me feel something. Maybe it's closure, maybe it's sympathy, maybe it's old feelings creeping back. I honestly don't know. Now I'm just confused. Part of me wants to move on and never look back, but another part of me is questioning whether we both made mistakes that could be fixed now that we've grown. I can't tell if she's just trying to ease her guilt, or if there's a real chance at something better. What would you guys do? Is there any point in trying to rebuild, or is it better to leave the past where it belongs?